Hey guys, it's LOL underscore Rybun or Rybun here, and today we're gonna be attempting something something I quite honestly never thought I would attempt, which is Gladiator, but as a skill build. Be honest here, our items are not phenomenal. They're not terrible either, but they're gonna work out for us, I think. For blessings, we took this for mana regen because I know we're going to be in critical need of it since we only have 353 max, and our ability that summons the things takes 225. I took Evil Infusion for lifesteal on my skills. Markham's Moonshine for damage per item count. The usual skill drinks here, and Harry Magus for hopeful mana regen. As far as other things go, we took our usual fountain setup. And our statues are Cedric, Wilmer, Ozreth, as per usual with skill builds. Our items, we've got Staff of Volatile, which I just enhanced, and Lucky Hat, as well as Great Helm, which is good for armor. But everything else is okay. Civil Essence me really good here. Heroes Under Frying Pan's okay. Magic Missile I don't care too much for, and this will just give us a bunch of damage. The plan is similar to the Priest to run an NG6. I do feel a lot less confident in this. However, we also are not just walking through the dungeon. We're going to be using skills. My one rule I will have for myself is I'm not able to use my primary for the most part. I will use it similar to on the Priest to open up secrets such as this one. Very nicely timed. And otherwise, I'm going to try to use... I don't even know if this does damage. It doesn't. So we have two damaging abilities. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Are they hitting for 13,000? Yo, this may work out okay. The swords are really good too. Okay. All right, I totally underestimated this. This is actually not bad. Look at these guys. Look at them go. So pretty much the theme here will probably be that these guys will fight the entire world for us, and we're gonna be using our spinning swords every once in a while when we don't have them ready. They do some decent damage too. But yeah, otherwise we can't use our right click to attack because it doesn't do damage. So we're pretty much doomed if we don't have our spinning swords up, or these guys. The only problem with these guys is they're single target, which is not super favorable for us, but what are you gonna do? They do their job pretty freaking well, honestly. I'm very impressed by their damage. Let me be quite honest with you. I did not think those things could ever do damage. I guess the real question, which I probably won't be able to experience in this video because it's only NG6, is their armor, their 30 armor and resistance, is that just always 30, or does it get reduced with NGs as well? Because if it also gets reduced with NGs, they're going to be a lot less... Oh, interesting. But they don't heal us when they hit things. These guys don't count as our skill damage. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I wonder how the crit chance works. If they're not technically a skill for skill damage, they may be primary crit, which is not the best for us since we did take non-primary crit. It'd work out really well for the Gladiator in terms of normal day-to-day use, though, I think, because you can get some pretty sick crit chance for yourself. And then throw that in there. Wow. This functions a lot better than the Priest without using any abilities works. Just the passive. But we do have Wilmer boosting us up. I may have a new way of pushing my Gladiator through, I guess. I'm telling you, every single time I play a new skill build, or like a skill build on a character I usually don't play it on, I'm always impressed. Every single time, without fail, I'm always impressed. They just work so much better than you think they would. We will be grabbing this blood right here if we get the opportunity. Just because blood rates are always good. The one thing I complain about for a Gladiator skill build is kind of what you're seeing here. We really don't have anything we can do other than throw out the swords and the skill. skill does a lot of damage with the summons, but swords have a very long cooldown, so there's a pretty wide window in which we don't have an attack. Granted, usually you'll be able to use your left click. Beast is the worst thing we could have gotten. I figured it'd be worth picking up in case it was literally anything other than the beast. I don't think we really need mana regen here either, actually, so that would have been pretty bad too. I don't think we need an item reroller. So that's okay. What is this? Just ore? Okay. Yeah, we don't care about ore too much. We're going to be portaling throughout the entire thing pretty much. We're going fast to test this stuff out more so than anything. I've really been enjoying picking up skill builds on... I mean, I'm sure I've said this at this point because it's genuinely been a lot of fun. What I'm finding, though, is every single time that I pick up a skill build and it's a non-mage, typically, and I'm playing it as a skill build, it feels a lot better than the mages do to me. Like the standard skill builds that you would expect to see. And I don't know why that is. And for anyone wondering, I do have all my skills maxed on this character. The swords, the everything. I made sure of that before I started because I knew it probably was not the case. There's our button, but we're going to skip it because we're just going in here. We'll just slaughter this thing, I guess. Wow. So fast. So powerful. Evasion here, which is really good. Stinger's okay, actually, I think, because these do physical damage. These guys are doing physical damage. Of course, the damage that Wilmer adds on, at least in the case of the usual, is magic damage, I believe. So... they're actually probably doing more magic damage than they're doing skill damage because my Wilmer's at, I think, at least 10. So theoretically, they get... Oh, did I check 10? Yeah, theoretically, they get at least 50% of this, which is 100 damage added. So that's about 1/3 of their damage is physical, and the rest should be magical. I believe. But yet again... I'm still kind of new to this whole skill build thing, so I can give you a pretty good guarantee on that, but it's not 100% by any means. We do want to pick up some crystals here, because they will increase our resistance and our skill power in turn. And these guys are... They're pretty tanky. I'm guessing they don't get extra HP, but their armor doesn't change, so they can almost always take the same amount of hits, no matter what NG you're in. I'm willing to bet that's how they work. But again, it'd be one of those things I can't guarantee. We could have rerolled that, but our reroll is not on this floor. It's on last floor. Hunter's Knife is actually... kind of okay. It'll help us out with Thundersnow too, which is really nice. I find that with skill builds, usually Thundersnow is the least threatening. Well, actually, just in general, I feel like Thundersnow is really dangerous, but only the breath attack. As long as you're able to dodge that, I think you're pretty solid for Thundersnow fights. The icicles falling down on you from above are also pretty dangerous, but I don't think they're nearly as dangerous as a lot of the other stuff that Thundersnow does, like other stuff being breath attack, because that thing can wipe you. I remember the first time I ever got to Thundersnow in Heroes of Hammerwatch, I was really excited and I thought, you know, this is gonna be a really hard fight, and then I was like, wait, this is so easy, and so I got really carefree, and then I was standing, like, if Thundersnow was here, I was like here, and I got blown back into the breath attack, immediately died. No chance of living. I was just dead immediately. And I was like, how did that happen? And I realized there's no iframes in this game, so attacks like that where it's really concentrated in one section, like Thundersnow's breath attack is really concentrated right where the breath originates from. It's really dangerous because you can get hit by, like, even these wisps. If you stand on top of a wisp when it dies, it does that little Nova stuff. And you can get hit by the entire Nova at once and just die immediately. So it's really, really dangerous. And it's, you know, similar case for Thundersnow. That's pretty much the brunt of Thundersnow's threat, though. Unfortunately, is just the breath attack. Everything else is, I mean, it's like your standard damage, but as long as you don't get one shot in this game, you can always heal up. And Thundersnow's attacks have a pretty big delay between them. So, ooh, okay. I didn't say I couldn't use potions this run, and I don't know if that saved me or not. But a recurring theme for, or not recurring theme, but for the Gladiator, it seems like skill build healing is being an issue, because we definitely have not a lot of healing going on. It's pretty much exclusively from these spinning swords. Oh no! You're kidding me. Well, you know, I wasn't aiming to beat it. I was just testing it out. So I think I'll call it a video here. It's gonna be a little bit short, a little bit really short for Here's a Hammerwatch video. But I think we got the gist of it. Strong points of skill build, I would say, are definitely the Gladius and the Pit Fighters do a lot of damage. Like, this is without our drinks at all, 186. But with drinks and everything, they were. Well, I guess these aren't crits. Our crits are 1134. They were critting for about 13 times this damage. So that's pretty significant, honestly. Not bad damage, and the swords do a lot of damage too. Downside, of course, is that your right click does no damage. Your left click is not skill based. So pretty much as far as damage goes, you've got your Q and your E in case of the computer. I don't know what buttons those would be on a controller, but these both do significant damage that could definitely get you through. Downside again of the Pit Fighters is that you can't heal from them with Evil Infusion, which is really, really sad. And the interesting thing is I have Symbol of Essence on, so you can't heal from them, period. It doesn't matter if you have Evil Infusion or not. So they don't count as a primary attack or a skill attack because they're technically their own entities, I guess, which really puts you at a downside when playing the skill build on the Gladiator. As far as viability goes, based on the experience that I just had, I'd say it's definitely viable. But I'd say you need to go almost like a hybrid build. You could probably get away, I think, really easily with taking, instead of Ozreth, Kira for the arrows, and then you'd have Cedric, Wilmer, Kira, and Kira would be boosted based on your skill power, which would in turn heal you because it's technically a skill power attack from the drink, and then you'd also get healing from Symbol of Essence. I think if you have left click, if you're able to left click, you're gonna have a much easier time because you won't die as much. You gotta remember the bread and butter of the Gladiator as a whole is a lot of the passives are based on using your trident. This one just increases the 2 skill build skills, but these 2 were completely useless for me because I wasn't using my left click, which is really, really important for survivability because everyone has some sort of survivability passive, and we weren't taking advantage of that at all, which is probably quite honestly why we died. I think if you're playing it as a skill build, but you're actually playing it rather than limiting yourself, you'll have a much easier time on the Gladiator than I did. Definitely viable. I think I'd still probably place primary build Gladiator on top, at least for the early game. I think late game, primary always falls behind, and I think with the help of Kira, like a high level Kira statue, your primary attacks will do more damage just from Kira than they would have from anything else, and therefore you can play full skill build primary attack based skill build Gladiator, and it would work really, really well. And I think this is one of the few builds in the game that would work really well with that. I'd lump in the Thief in that same category, where if you swapped out Ozreth, you could get your passives off really well with your primary, as well as Kira damage, as well as skill damage in the case of your Fan of Knives. There's a lot of classes that feel like that though, and I think ultimately that's what happens to primary builds late game, is you just swap to a Kira based primary build where all your damage comes from Kira, and then you go skill build to get your skills to be more useful. So I think this falls under the same category. I don't know if pure skill build works as well for this class. One class I would argue that for would definitely be the bowman, and I think the priest is kind of in a weird area where you could do either. So a lot of fun on this one though, a lot of fun trying this out. So I hope you guys appreciated the video, or enjoyed the video. Sorry, my head's a little bit in another place right now. Some stuff's going on, and I'm not completely here, to be honest, which is also why I'm probably cutting the video short here. But I hope you got this, or hope you found this information useful. Maybe you guys could try out Gladiator skill build. Tell me if you find anything else out, and tell me if you enjoy it or not. I think it definitely falls short compared to primary, but it's not awful. It's pretty good in damage, a little bit clunky, but honestly not that bad. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys are having a wonderful week. All right, you guys, bye.